Released in 2012, Resident Evil Retribution is the fifth installment in the live-action franchise, and once again directed by Paul W. S. Anderson. By this point, the series has fully embraced a heightened, stylized action identity, moving even further away from survival horror and leaning into spectacle, mythology, and franchise self-reference. Milla Jovovich returns as Alice, now positioned less as a character and more as a central icon of the franchise. Jovovich maintains strong physical authority, but the emotional range of Alice is deliberately minimal, reinforcing her near-mythic status. The film reintroduces several familiar faces through cloning. Michelle Rodriguez as Rain, Sienna Gagliori as Jill Valentine, and Colin Salmon as James One Shade. While the novelty of their return is initially engaging, these characters function more as visual callbacks than meaningful narrative presences. Sean Roberts continues as Albert Wesker, delivering exaggerated corporate menace, though the character is written more as a narrative device than a fully realized antagonist. Retribution is arguably the most stylized entry in the series. Set largely within a submerged umbrella testing facility, the film recreates artificial versions of global cities, Tokyo, New York, Moscow, turning them into controlled combat arenas. The visual design is sleek and deliberately artificial, reinforcing the idea that this world is now entirely manufactured. Action sequences are frequent and meticulously choreographed, with heavy reliance on slow motion, digital effects, and 3D staging. While technically polished, the constant emphasis on spectacle reduces any sense of danger or unpredictability. Narratively, Resident Evil Retribution is fragmented and insular. The plot revolves around escape and revelation, but meaningful progression is limited. The cloning concept allows for spectacle and nostalgia, but it undermines emotional stakes. Death becomes temporary, consequence becomes abstract, and character arcs lose impact. Horror elements are almost entirely absent. Zombies, creatures, and action set pieces are presented as obstacles rather than threats, and tension is replaced by repetition. The film increasingly feels like a sequence of visually elaborate boss encounters without narrative weight. Where the film could have improved is to introducing real consequences. Permanent loss, irreversible choices would have restored dramatic tension. Reducing reliance on clones and callbacks could have allowed characters to develop beyond their iconography. Additionally, scaling back visual excess in favor of atmosphere and suspense might have reintroduced the fear that defined the franchise's origins. For general audiences, Retribution functions as a visually aggressive action spectacle, designed more for momentum than meaning. Fans of the series' later entries may appreciate its unapologetic commitment to style. For fans of the games and early films, however, this installment represents the franchise at its most disconnected. The emphasis on clones, simulations, and spectacle distances the film from survival horror and emotional storytelling almost entirely. Film rating, 5 out of 10. A technically polished but narratively hollow sequel that prioritizes franchise iconography over tension, character, or consequence. Final thoughts. Resident Evil Retribution 2012 feels like the franchise turning inward, celebrating its own imagery while sacrificing substance. It is visually confident but dramatically empty, offering spectacle without stakes. Remember to like and subscribe, because in Umbrella's world, even death is just another reset button.
You hold me, baby,